Live from the cave at Pacific Lutheran University, it's Late Night. With special guest, Head of Innovation Studies, Dr. Michael Halverson. Including musical guest, Revel. And now, give it up for your hosts, Rachel Jones and David Smith.
Season. Can we give it up for that? Yeah! Woo! It is our first episode. We are so excited to host. Wait, speaking of host, what happened to Madison and Henry? They just
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. What matters is that we're here to host, and that everything's going to be great, and it's the holiday episode. So yeah, welcome to Late Night.
Yeah. Well, you are David.
Oh, I'm David. By the way.
And I'm Rachel, and this is Late Night. Let's get to it. A Seattle Goodwill had to evacuate its store when a can of bear spray accidentally went off. On the plus side, now everything in the store doesn't have that Goodwill smell. You know what I'm talking about,
I do.
Right? It smells as if dust collected dust.
Yeah, or if someone bottled a fart from the 1800s, you know?
Ooh.
One of those. Letting that loose.
Oh, no. Ooh! It's like someone distilled your nervous farts from finals week.
Yeah, that too. So what does it smell like now anyways? Would you think? Like bears. Because of the bear spray.
Oh, polar bear?
That's...
Grizzly bear?
Yeah.
Black bear?
Why not? So, there was a man at an airport, and he was recently caught with, guess what? That's right, 35 pounds of liquid cocaine. It comes in liquid form now. It was in his luggage. The cocaine was poured into 24 shampoo bottles. All 24 bottles of cocaine were worth an estimate of $400,000, which, and we calculated here at Late Night, it's roughly about 10 items at Sephora. So might as well buy cocaine, really, is what we're saying.
Because you would know. I mean, it's your favorite. Jeff Bezos recently expressed interest in buying the Seattle Seahawks. His stated reason being to get back at the football players who bullied me in high school. Take that! I own football now! Ha ha ha! The Seahawks countered, offering Bezos the position of the ball since he already has the head for it.
Well, good. No, I got it. Yeah. So, out of CVS in New York, this made news. Out of CVS in New York, a pair of raccoons fell through the ceiling. So, and is it just me, or does this sound less like news and more like an elevator pitch for a poor man's G-Force sequel? You know, where the raccoons take control. But only at CVS's. That's it. That's where they reign.
A man recently filed a lawsuit against Burger King for violating food contamination laws. How is this worthy of a full-on lawsuit? No one goes to Burger King expecting culinary excellence. Dude, it's Burger King.
Yeah.
What do you expect from a meal that you pay the same price for of an Uber ride where you do not feel safe?
Yeah, what do you expect from a meal that tastes like the money you paid for it, plus tax?
What do you expect from a restaurant that you go to with both Wendy's and McDonald's are closed?
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you expect?
It's a Burger King! But all jokes aside, we here at Late Night want to talk a little bit about the holiday season.
We do.
Specifically what it means to us. We love the holidays.
We do, Rachel. It's our favorite time of the year.
You know, like picking out the fairies, drinking hot cocoa, oh, with the little marshmallows.
Oh my God. I know it. Eating pennies.
What?
You know?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Christmas.
No.
No? Fine.
Things like watching Hallmark movies, wrapping presents.
Oh my God, yes. Whispering in strangers' ears on the bus, you
What?
know. Is it a good one?
How is that Christmas?
Come on. You get the family together, you go on a bus, you sit behind some random people, you know, just whisper sweet nothings in their ears, you know. Maybe a little caress there.
David!
What?
No!
No?
No!
What?
No!
What?
No!
Christmas! No?
Things like baking Christmas cookies like snowmen and gingerbread.
Oh my God, exactly! Tax fraud! Christmas.
David, it's not.
No?
It's not.
Oh.
The holidays are just around the corner, and to help us get in the spirit, we have contacted a professional in their field. They have traveled all the way down from the North Pole, worked one-on-one with a big man himself, and spreads Christmas cheer by singing loud for all to hear.
That's right.
Please help us welcome Buddy the Elf!
Woo! Buddy! Buddy! Oh my God, there he is.
Hello!
Buddy! You did it!
Buddy!
What's your name?
Right here, Buddy.
Buddy.
I like
Buddy.
your
Hey.
shirt. I'm a Hufflepuff.
Well,
Hi, buddy. Welcome.
hello. So welcome. Thank you
Oh,
so
God.
much for joining us. We're so happy you could
Yes.
come down here from the North Pole to be on the show.
It is such an honor. We've been watching your movie growing up, like our whole lives.
Whole lives.
We're such a big fan, and you're a holiday treasure.
Really are.
That's what you are.
Yes.
I wasn't actually in those movies. That was my older brother, Buddy. It's okay. Everybody gets us confused because
Yeah.
he's Buddy the Elf and I'm Buddy the Shelf.
Oh, okay. What do you mean by shelf, as in she-elf?
Yeah, or like on the shelf.
As in she elf. The elf on the shelf is my cousin. So.
Ah, that must have been confusing growing up.
Yeah, I mean, Santa thought it would be a good idea, but I mean, he could have named me anything else like Budette or Bernadette or Jessica, but and we all know that elf is a genderless term, but Santa's really wise and he's never wrong, so.
Hey, buddy. I kind of sensed like you're harboring some sour feelings.
What?
You wanna talk about
No.
that? No. Okay. Sure.
No, I'm not sour. I love sharing things. I love sharing candy and peanuts and pillows and very small rooms and Santa's love and copper and bicycles and shoelaces.
But how about you tell us more about what it's like to work in Santa's workshop?
Great.
Oh,
Yes.
it's really amazing, everybody. Like, everybody's so kind and so nice. And I was even given Elf of the Day for being the best gift wrapper of the day.
Wow.
Don't you mean the best she-elf of the day?
Rachel, you're so funny and so pretty and so terribly original.
So no, buddy. I would really just like to learn more of what it was like to live with such a big name.
Well, again, since we share the same name, I don't know. I mean, if you're asking, I don't want to be a grumpy meaty pants, but it wasn't always the funnest to always have your name being called, but never have anyone yelling for you.
Oh, wow. Gee, I'm sorry. That must have been really tough, buddy.
It's okay. I pretend that I wouldn't notice, even though I knew it would make them feel bad, because I always knew that I wasn't the right buddy.
Okay, wow. So we're gonna switch gears here. So let's talk about how great you were at wrapping presents. Elf of the Day. That's exciting.
You know, sometimes I wouldn't respond to my name entirely. I knew I was never gonna be as good as he was. I knew I should have just been called Buddy number 2.
No, that's not true. You are so wonderful. You are so special, buddy.
I should have just been called the other Buddy.
No, buddy. Buddy. You have a million other talents. I'm sure of it.
I do.
Well, what about your gift wrapping? You know, you won Elf of the Day.
Don't you mean Shelf of the Day? Oh, no.
Okay, well, don't get down on yourself. I saw you brought some stuff for us. You want to show us the gifts that you brought us? They look really nice. They look really great.
It's nothing that Buddy could have done.
Now, did Buddy ever win Elf of the Day?
Well, you won Elf of the Year, and so I guess it's not the same thing.
Yeah. So how about you show us what you got? We really want to see it.
You really want to see him?
Of course we do.
Yay! Okay. Well, I brought these very special presents that I got for you very personally.
Oh, wow.
And this one,
This
no,
is mine.
that's
This is the
the
one.
wrong. This
Okay,
one
that's
matches
the-
David's
sure.
eyes.
Thank you. Wow, thanks, buddy.
No.
Oh. That's,
Hot down.
Don't worry about that. That's not important.
It's okay. At the same time.
Awesome. Here we go. All right.
All right,
All right.
go.
Here we go.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Look at that.
These are really something.
Buddy, I'm at a loss for words.
Lost for words. Lost. Do you really like them?
We'll be right back with more from Late Night. So don't you go anywhere. Buddy, the shelf is here. It's going to be a great show. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay.
I love late nights.
I love late night. I love late night.
We love late night. We love late night.
It's DJ Saxon Bonneville, and you're listening to Laser. And we love Late Night!
I love late night.
Check.
I love late night.
I think maybe it isn't. All right, we got this. What can happen? Anyway.
That's our cue. Yep. Here we go. Are you ready? All right. Oh, well, welcome back. You made it. It's good to see you all. You returned. Right? That's
Round of applause.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And it's just going to get better from here. We have Dr. Halverson from the history department
Now
at
let's
PLU.
go.
The one and only.
Woo!
This is him.
No.
Oh, my God.
Look at how they love history. History.
yeah,
History's
absolutely.
making a comeback, people. That's
That's right. That's right. So how about you talk to us a little about the roles you have here at PLU?
All
Dr.
right,
Halverson?
so thank you. I am a history professor here at PLU, and I also am the director of the Innovation Studies program.
That's awesome.
So I know most people had history in high school or college. They know what that means. Should I tell you what Innovation Studies is about?
Oh, can
Please
you
do.
please?
Because, no, wait for it. It's
Okay.
really, you're going to love it.
I'm
First of
ready.
all, it's an interdisciplinary program meaning lots of disciplines, 10. I don't ask me to
Oh my
count them
God.
all now, but lots and lots.
That's at least that many, yeah.
And yeah, totally. And then we get students to study many different subjects collectively to basically create whatever they want to. So we focus on creativity and innovation, thinking outside the box, getting people to do new things with the majors that they have. So if they're a biology major, a comm major, if they're a history major, business, computer science, what have you, they work together to create new things, new products. They get entrepreneurial. They learn how to study innovation as a process. So that's kind of what we do. It's a minor, supports the majors that people have on campus.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Well, wow. I'm amazed. That's very cool. Can you tell us a little bit more about? I know that there's where can we find
Special space.
Yes.
There's a special space.
Should be leading this interview.
Yes, the Innovation Studies program has a makerspace that is our sort of gift to help creativity on campus, and so it is in Hinderley Hall, and it is available for all of you out there. Let's hear it for Hinderley. Any people out there, residents of Hinderley? Look at that. So, yeah, it is a space that people can use sewing machines, electronics. They can make paper crafts. They can do crochet. They can do all kinds of stuff. So they love working on this stuff. It was funded by some donors, some alums that were really awesome. They gave us some money, and then they gave us the resources to build out that space. And it is this really cool experiment with the residential life.
Really cool. What's your favorite hobby, Dr. Halverson?
So I like doing the electronics with people. So if they come in, I like to work on, like they can build their own video game controllers. So people can come in and have a game like Rocket League. Anyone play Rocket League out there on the PC? A few of you raising your hands but not cheering. Yeah, that's right. So I've helped people to create video game controllers pretty simply for Rocket League. And that's the kind of stuff I like to do.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. I'm just curious. So you're setting up this cool process of the makerspace. Were there any like road bumps along the way as you were setting it up? Or
Well, I mean, it's a great idea. People love going there. It's just, it was a challenge at first because it is in Hinderley Hall. And so we had to sort out how do you work it out with the residents. Residents, you're out there, right? So it was challenging at first to kind of have a shared space, which we do a lot at PLU. We have a lot of shared spaces, but for a while I was sort of the guy roaming around the halls and sort of saying, hey, where's the sewing machines? And what's going on here? And people were looking at me kind of strange, like, who is this guy kind of rolling around here and helping us out? So that was an experiment, mostly last year. This year, a lot of people are finding their way there. We have lots of programming going on. We have Makerspace Wednesdays, which is really exciting. We've had people doing welding. We've had, we take them and we go over to the welding area and we do it there.
Sewing to welding.
Yeah, we've had music composition meetings there where people have gathered to do that. We've had last night was a recycling and sort of creativity with found objects for sustainability purposes. So making Christmas gifts out of recycled stuff. So yeah, cool stuff.
Oh my gosh.
That's cool. What kind of gifts for Christmas gifts did they make, like an ornament?
Yeah, they were making ornaments. Some of them were making wrapping paper. Like they had all this old stuff that was in surplus. Surplus is down by the mail room. It's kind of on the other side of Morgan. Okay. And they brought all kinds of stuff, really creative people to make all kinds of really interesting things. So, I mean, we have an academic program, which is really unique, but then we also have this space that is sort of our creativity engine on campus. Yeah. That's what we do.
That is so cool. So besides the makerspace, how do you interact with students on campus then?
Yep. So I'm, of course, a history professor. One of the things I'm doing this year is leading a group of students to go to Oxford, and we are going over there. It's the fourth time I've taken students abroad. Wow. And it's really fun to take students to study away. Of course, as a history professor, right, I want to get people to engage the past and check that stuff out. And if you can take them there, it makes it all the better. But, now and then there's a few things that come up that are a little weird. But
very cool. Yeah, awesome. Well, what happened that was so weird then? If we can delve into some
Well, I mean, it's great. Everyone here should study away. Yeah. It's really good. You come back with all kinds of great stuff. But I would say in my classes that have gone to the UK, there are two things that have come up that are a little weird. One is people have expectations about food, right? Because we all want the food that we want. Yeah, always. So what's one of the iconic things you would have when you go to England?
Oh, dumplings?
Okay, fish.
Maybe? I've never been abroad, so I wouldn't know.
Not dumplings, but fish and chips is what I was going for.
Oh, all right.
So if you one time we went out with a bunch of students for fish and chips, and they're like, Halverson, take us to this place, and I'm like, yeah, there's an iconic fish and chip shop right here. Cheerio, let's do it. And we got in there, and after a long time, out come the fish and chips, and it's basically a platter with a whole fish, the fin, the skin, some cool coating, and then a head with the eyes that are sort of out there.
Oh, no.
And students are just like, Halverson, this was supposed to be fish and chips.
This is great.
I'm like, it's not. Yeah, you're sort of like, hey, watch out for the bones, sweetie, and they're just like, what do we do with the head? And you don't have to eat it, but And the other thing they have is mushy peas. They don't give coleslaw. Mushy peas, and they kind of grind it up and just put it there next to the fish. And then you're supposed to dip like the fish into the peas. And I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, right, this is great." Although that sounded like Australia, weirdly. But honestly, they would be more of a Cheerio kind of thing. And but that's weird. And then the other weird thing is that people are traveling around, but they need to live together. So London's expensive. We'll get hotels. We'll give people, they'll have single beds, but in their room, they'll have roommates and new situations like that. And one time I went with some students, and there was this great student named Thomas, and he's a very kind guy and very nice guy. Well, yeah, well, we'll call him Thomas for the sake of this. And Thomas had a roommate, and so they went to bed and they slept and all that stuff. And in the middle of the night, all of a sudden, Thomas grabbed his pillow and began to kind of chew on it and go on the pillow, right? And his roommate's kind of like concerned, like, what is going on here? This guy's. And so he goes over to him and he says, he kind of, Thomas, wake up, you're having a bad dream. And Thomas says, I do what I want. I do what I want. And the guy just kind of backs away, and Thomas continues to grind and chew on his pillow. So he obviously spends the rest of the night in terror, wondering what's going to happen. And the sun comes up, and it's morning, and, they're doing their morning routine stuff. And it's the first night they've been kind of roommates on the road. And it's, hey, roomie, and all that stuff. Except it's just like, what are we going to do? And so he says, Thomas, you were kind of interesting last night. You were growling like an animal and chewing on your pillow, and then you said, I do what I want. And Thomas he's the gentle, sweet guy. So Thomas is like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had done that. I'm really sorry. Is that going to be a thing between us? I'm sure it won't happen again. I'm really sorry. And so they go throughout the next day. And, of course, the next night, it happens again. I do it all. And this goes on all term. And, it's just like one of those things where you just sort of say, well, that was great, and please, students, study way is awesome. Awesome. You're going to love it. And it's really an awesome thing. So that's in a nutshell, the kind of stuff I do.
Awesome.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
sharing.
so much. Dr. Halverson, everybody.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back. Wonderful. All right, I can take that for you.
Hi,
Yes, thank you so much.
I'm Mark. And like most people, I believe there's nothing better than sharing this special season with a special someone. But like most people, I find myself being romantically crippled by the holiday sniffles. And believe me, nothing kills the holiday mood than sneezing directly into your lover's mouth. And I speak from experience. Achoo! That's why when Jack Frost comes nipping at my nose, I reach for Chimney Sniff. It's a spherical miracle that's sure to have her coming back from her. With its patent-pending design that is currently endorsed by 2006 Olympic gold medalist Armin Ziegler, this snot blocker is sure to prevent your cold from snowballing out of control.
Chimney Sniff is not for everyone. Side effects may include headaches, chills, fever, bloating, death, or an even worse cold. Do not take if you were abandoned at a strip mall at the age of 5. In this case, you may experience slight to excruciating kneecap pain. Do not use if you have recently taken up scrapbooking as a hobby. Do not take if you are pregnant or currently looking to adopt. If you have a loved one who is currently using Chimney Sniff, instruct them to daily recite the alphabet in enthusiastic tone. If you are using Chimney Sniff to travel to the following places: Guatemala, South Sudan, Papua New Guinea, North Korea, and most of all Connecticut, do not use. If you find yourself having the sudden urge to secede from the United States, please consult your local librarian immediately. Chimney Sniff is prohibited in intercontinental flights and in certain Apple stores, as its mere presence may cause spontaneous combustion. If you think that Chimney Sniff is right for you, please consult your doctor.
Chimney Sniff, because sharing isn't always caring.
I'll probably never get this opportunity again. I brought you here today for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to capture the big man. Yeah!
I am 110% sure that we're going to find this thing tonight. My nose is never wrong.
I will be finding that bug moose whether or not it's my death.
Don't worry, Hurley. You're going to get your bug moose tonight. He's close. I can smell him.
Shut up, Travis, the scare boy. I've watched a lot of WWE in preparation for this. Oh, well. Oh, there he is! And I can only pray to my grandpappy Bute, to the power of 8, that I will be given and granted the strength to tame this wild beast.
Welcome back to Late Night, everyone. We are going to be playing our very special holiday game called Caroling All the Way. Now, yes, let's give it. Woohoo! All right. Now, the goal of the game is to guess as many famous caroling tunes as you can. The names of popular Christmas songs are on cards that I will show to you. There are about 10 to 12 songs per round, and you have 1 minute each round. However, there is a catch. You can only use the words da and do. For example, da 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 da. Star Wars, BT dubs, you know. Okay. This continues until your partner guesses correctly and you switch places, or your partner cannot guess the carol, or if you yourself do not know the song. In that case, you will simply say pass, and I will show you the name of another carol. Any questions? No, buddy. The shelf. The shelf.
Do I have a partner?
No, you do not. All right. Can I please have a minute on the clock? Alia and David, I'll have you stand in the positions. I'll have you stand right here. Yes, thank you. All right, I will switch that with you. Thank you. All right, do we have a minute on the clock? Yes. All right, your time starts now, and here's your first clue.
Okay, do, 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 do.
Frosty the
Ready?
Snowman. Switch.
Okay, I'm ready.
Next.
Sing to me, Ayla.
Pass.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Da 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 da.
Buddy, you're not helping. Buddy, you're hurting.
Da da
Pass,
da
pass
da.
that one. Pass.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, okay. Pass.
Pass.
Okay, cool. We got
Da
one.
da 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 da.
Jingle bells.
Yeah.
That's a pass there. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do.
The Grinch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
5 seconds. Pass. 2 seconds. No more seconds.
That is time. Good job. How many points is that, bud?
That's 2.
2 points. 2 whole points. Yes. All right. Team 2, this is your chance. All right. Do we have the next set of cards?
Yeah.
Go, buddy, go. All right. Stand positions. Awesome. All right. Do we have 1 minute on the clock? All right. Your time starts now, and here's your first clue.
That's
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
pass.
I know these.
Do 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 do. Pass. Pass.
Okay.
I recognize it.
Da 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 da.
Oh my God.
Da 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 da.
It's a number.
Da da da.
12 Days of Christmas.
Yes, that's it. 15 seconds. Go.
Do 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 da do 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 do.
5 seconds.
Do 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 da do do.
No more seconds.
All right. How many points is that one?
That was 1.
One whole point. Yeah? All right, can I have you take a seat? All right, Team 1, this is your last round. Last round to score as many points as possible.
All right.
Thank you for the cards. Do we have a minute on the clock?
Yes.
Yes. All right, your time starts now, and here's your first clue.
Next.
God rest ye merry gentlemen.
No, that was wrong. Next.
Next.
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Switch.
Okay. Do 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 da 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 do 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 da 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 do do. Oh, I feel like that was golden. I don't know that one. Ooh. Pass. Do 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 do. Oh, go. Do 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 do. I don't. Yeah. Do 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 do.
was one whole point, I believe.
That
Yes.
was one.
All right. That makes a total of 3 points. 3 points. You guys have to beat 3 points to claim the title of Caroling All the Way Championships. All right, we ready?
Yes.
All right.
All right, here we go.
1 minute on the clock. Here's your first clue.
Do 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 da. Do 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 do. All right, pass.
Pass.
Do 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 do. Do do do.
Pass.
All right. Just keep it rolling. Pass. Do 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 da do.
Love your history?
Close.
Yeah, we'll give it to you. All right, that's one. Switch.
Pass. Pass. Pass.
You're passing on my face.
Pass.
What?
Oh, pass.
Griff doesn't sound good.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. No more seconds.
Oh, all right. That means David and Ali are our winners. Let's give it up for them. Woo! Yes. Stay tuned for more for Late Night. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, my little good ones. It's me, Aunt Jen.
Action.
Hello, my little good ones. It's me, Aunt Jen. Welcome back to my cooking channel. Today we will be reviewing the cookies that y'all sent in via snail mail.
Everybody loves it.
Creative. I give it 4 freshly lit candles.
Trash.
For the next series of cookies, we will be welcoming a guest onto the show. Please welcome whoever is there the day we shoot.
Whoever is there.
Oh my god.
Hi, Jen. Thanks for having me on.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
All right, so what cookies are we reviewing?
Done. Go. Thank you for tuning into my cookie review. Please remember to smash that like button if you want to see more great content like this.
Hey, down here. You know, the love of Christ is an omnipresent mystery that has perplexed theologians for years. But not me. Hi, I'm Rex Tillman, author and leader of the Faithful Hearts Youth Group at my church. I want to tell you about my new book, From Crosses to Crossroads, My Journey Through Christ. Buy my book. When I was a kid, I used to carve dirty words on logs to impress the older kids at school, only to have said logs thrown directly back at me. Ah! I said. I never forgot about that. Buy my book. Every morning, I wake up and my wife makes me 6 eggs with half a pound of hash browns. Then, I pack my lunch of 15 Uncrustables for the day, because crust is like gambling. It's just the work of the devil by my book. As a father of 3 young, beautiful, identical twin daughters and a disappointingly feminine son, Lord knows my patience can be tested. Can yours? By my book. Every other day, I wake up with a killer stomach ache. My wife tells me it's due to the fact that I drank Gatorade recreationally, but I know better. It's because I ran out of Tums. By my book. When I was in youth group, I was an outcast for not drinking underage. But now, I'm a celebrated author with dozens of fans. The only thing I drink is black coffee and the divine knowledge of Christ. I give pop-up sermons at campuses all across the U.S. of A. If you want to know what I put in them, buy my book. And for those of you who can't read, there's an audiobook read by my pastor and personal spiritual mentor, Dr. Douglas Hofstadter. Buy his book. If the Lord is with you, or even if he ain't, buy my book. Order now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Late Night. That's right. With us, we have the band Revel.
Yeah, let's get it for Revel. Yes, yes. So, Revel, you guys are considered a dream pop band. What do you think makes your music so dreamy?
Well, we like lots of exciting ambient layers, and our singer Erica just has a beautiful ethereal voice.
Oh.
Yes.
And we're very dreamy and very poppy.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I have a question for you. Where do you seek your inspiration? Do you have dreams and then you put it into songs? Is there ever nightmare pop?
I don't know. I think Griff and I's Christmas Carol performance was nightmare pop, possibly. No, I think we all have different inspirations. Owen inspires me, for sure.
That's sweet. Can we do names, actually? Let's do names.
Yeah.
So I'm Will.
Hi, Will.
Hi, Will. Hi, Will.
I'm Erica.
Hello,
Hi,
Erica.
I'm Owen.
Hi,
Owen.
I'm Griff.
Hi, Griff.
Okay, this next one's for you, Griff. What do you try to express through your music? And can you tell us what instrument you are? And star sign. Throw that out there.
Star sign. So can I do my sun, my moon, and my rising?
Yeah.
So I'm a Scorpio sun, Cancer moon, meaning I cry a lot, and Leo rising, I think.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
What was the question?
Oh, yeah. That was the important one. So let's see. What do you try to express through your music? What is your artistic?
So I play bass, and we're really inspired by the bass lines of Peter Hook. So really, Will, do you want to answer this question?
Answer why Griff is inspired. Yes.
I think Griff is inspired by his crying and his sadness. And as a band, we just like the happy, sad feelings.
Yeah. Cool.
Just life, inspirational. Life is very inspirational.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So how did you guys become a band? Did you meet each other one day and you're like, we're going to become a band?
Yeah.
Well, okay, long story. Yeah. Yes, perfect. So Owen and I started the band a few years ago, and Griff was our first and possibly still exclusive fan, and he ended up in the band. And then our old singer was very unreliable, and Erica is very reliable and a great singer, most important of all. And that's how we came together.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. Was there a specific place? Was it like you guys were both in a little, I don't know, like you're in a coffee shop? There was a meet cute at all?
Oh gosh. Just friends.
Cool.
We're just friends.
Awesome.
Just friends.
I love that. That's heartwarming.
Oh, fun question. What's the most embarrassing thing you guys have ever gone through together?
Owen, would you like to?
Well, one time we agreed to a gig, and we somehow all read the date wrong, and then
Everyone. There's 4 of you.
and we all read it as the same wrong date.
Oh my gosh. But you all showed up for that date, though.
No,
Oh.
Erica couldn't make it, so we had to take a picture of Erica, staple it to a bike pump,
And the
then
bike pump was singing?
and then put it on stage, and we just played.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a dream. That's dream pop right there.
Dream.
Beautiful.
I got that.
So where can the audience see you next? Where are you guys performing next, besides here on Late Night?
So we don't have any super set-in-stone gigs scheduled yet, but we're shooting for a couple gigs around Seattle.
Awesome.
January.
Yes.
Very cool. Where in Seattle?
Skylark, I think that's on
It's over in West Seattle. We'll be over there.
We got some fans out there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'll be there.
That'll be in January, so.
And yeah, that's on the 17th, and you can follow us on the Facebook for more dates.
Oh, very cool. What's your Facebook? Just to remind them.
Owen?
Oh.
Facebook.com.
Oh, that one.
/
I wouldn't even
Revel Band Seattle.
Awesome. Revel Band Seattle. Well, thank you so much, you guys. It was glorious to have you on the show, and we're excited to hear your music coming up next. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Wow, I don't know about you, but that song just gets my blood pumping, you know? I don't know, I think I'm just gonna need to meditate for a little bit.
You know, Al, I'm really sorry about that. I wanted to get the viewers excited for our first show of the season. I'm really sorry you're a little overstimulated right now.
Okay, so I am done meditating, and also I zoned out and did not hear a single word that you said. And welcome back to Quiet Time, the only radio show where quiet is king. I'm your host, Gertrude Alpaca Stevens, but you can call me Al, all right? And to my left, your left, is Carol Firestorm Pritchett, or Firepants, as she was called in college.
Thank you, Al. Yes. Now, as you know, fall has just begun in our fair city.
That's right.
And we're going to be covering some very controversial topics regarding fall, like splashing in puddles.
Gross.
Candy wrappers at Halloween.
Disgusting.
Children laughing.
Terrible.
And then I have to input a trigger warning here. Crunchy leaves.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We will also be discussing the very heated argument against bubble wrap. Is there a purpose? That's the question. I actually stopped using about 6 months ago, and my life, it's just amazing. I just ordered a vase last week from Amazon. Have you heard of Amazon? And it actually came to me in 1 million pieces. Just 1 million pieces, which is just what I wanted because my favorite quiet activity, viewers, is puzzles, as we know.
Al, could you just chickadee check yourself before calling our listeners with ears, viewers with eyes?
I don't understand.
When you call our listeners viewers, it sounds like a 6-year-old child running through the toy aisle of an Albertsons.
No.
Laughing.
No.
Screaming. Mm-hmm.
You take that back right now.
Mm-mm.
You take that back right now.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I'm just doing some calming exercises because you're really getting on my nerves. And speaking of nerves, let's go to callers whose noises have been getting on their nerves in these loud, just disruptive, troubling, depressive, melancholy, poo-poo, sad, puppy dog eye times. Okay? This is our first caller.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey. Next caller.
Hi there. I have a very troubling problem in my life
Oh,
right now.
yes.
I want to wear high heels to my favorite DMV, but
Can we just take a moment of silence for our favorite DMV? Can you just picture that in your head?
The quiet. Yes. The sadness. Gray. Oh, it's beautiful.
Continue.
yes, thank you. Anyway, high heels are just too loud. Do you have any tips for me to spunk up my trips to the DMV without my high heels?
Mm-hmm. Al, what do you think of this?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, personally, I don't understand the appeal of high heels, so...
That's not what you said on our summer retreat.
Are we going to talk about this right now? Are we going to talk about this right now?
Nope.
Okay, caller, back to you. How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
You're right. Why didn't I think of this? I'll just burn them. Thank you so much. You've changed my whole...
Thank you. It's getting a little too exciting.
Yes. Okay, so now we are going to move on into what we call here a segment that we like to call Quiet Quest.
Exciting.
Yes, we are going to delve into some activities that just make our world a quieter place.
Yeah. Yes, I am very excited. Now, the first thing I want to bring up is
Hey guys, so sorry to interrupt. My show starts in 5 minutes. It's totally fine. Like, take your time. I'm gonna go grab like a coffee or something like that. If you want anything, just let me know. My treat. Could we have a little chit chat outside? Yeah, just for a moment. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Great.
Sorry about that. Let's get back to Quiet Quest. Hot chocolate. Marshmallows. Tea. Sweaters. Knitting. Teddy bears. Calm clouds.
Welcome back to Late Night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Revel! There they are.
Just give it some time. I can't rush things like this, like this. I'll be back soon, or later, I don't know. But I found you on the other side of this. And I spend all my time just thinking about you. And lately I've been feeling strange. I don't have the words to explain. Lively nights and tired days, and thoughts of you always in my heart. Beats just for you. You know in my lungs they breathe just for you. You know that I'd be lonely without you. I know I'd be lonely without you. I know you made me feel the kind of way, weaker than a misty rain. I told you I was okay, everything was okay. You didn't have the words to say, I didn't have the energy to pretend like it was all the same. In my heart it beats just for you. You know that my lungs breathe just for you. You know that I'd be lonely without you. I know I'd be lonely without you. I know. And my heart beats just for you. You know that my lungs breathe just for you. You know that I'd be lonely without you. I know that I'd be lonely without you. I just thinking about you. And I spend all my time just thinking about you.
Thanks so much. Gonna play one more right now.
Thank
Yes.
you so much for being
Yes,
here.
wonderful audience. Give it up for
Yes,
yourselves.
wonderful
yes,
job. Thank
yes,
you so much.
Amazing.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I want to say
Merry Christmas!
That's right.
Happy holidays, everybody. Stay tuned for more from Late Night.
That's right. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Yes. I didn't forget you back there. I'm coming. Yes. Amazing, Owen.